Hey, Lainey, what's up? How are
Nothing.
you? How are you?
I'm good. Sorry we're late, everybody.
Yeah, it's 11 after. We had some issues with the login, but we got them worked out. So
But it
everything,
gave me 11 more minutes to eat my salad.
imagine that.
I was like, as fast as I
Oh
could.
my. Okay. Well, everything good. You got a lot of stuff to talk about today. And certainly you're going to tell us about London in a little bit, but that's all wonderful. I do want to say that I participated in the PIMFCon, the Association of PMF Professionals conference that they had last week. While I was in Fort Lauderdale at the plastic surgeon conference, but it was really great. A lot of good questions on my presentation. A lot of participants. I was really amazed at the number of people that were participating and watching and working on the conference. So Lauren and the AOPP did a great job, and I think they had a lot of people participating, and I was very glad to be able to participate.
Yeah, I haven't had a time to like talk to Lauren at all and see how it all went, but it sounded like it went great. So that's wonderful.
Yep.
Um, Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Laguna. Let's see, Melissa, Rich, Gretchen. But first, Dad, we do have to recognize your birthday.
What?
Yeah, your birthday is Friday, and I am going to be rocking. Look at this great shirt.
What's it? Oh, look at that. That's cool. That's
That's what
cool.
I'm. That's what we're going to be wearing around here on
Okay.
Friday
There you go.
for Patrick's birthday on St. Patrick's Day. And I don't know, Tony. I believe that you have something that you wanted to share for Pat's birthday. Oh, that's great. I don't think a lot of people know that you play the drums, Dad.
Yeah, yeah, I did last
I don't
the
think
other night. We had a birthday party here, and I got my cajon out and played with the band. I played with Alfonso, who was the bass player for the Village People, and
Oh,
so he was
really?
at the party, the YMCA song, and he's retired from the band now, and he plays some local clubs around Palm Beach area. And so we had him for the party, and he had his saxophonist with him and himself, and I played the cajon.
I love it. That's
That's the box.
awesome.
For those of you who don't know, it's a box that you sit on, and you can hit it in different places. So it's like a set of drums on a box, in a box. So
Yeah.
that was
So if you come to MagnaCon 2024, you might catch Dad playing the drums. That was that. I mean, he was that was playing. That was MagnaCon, I believe.
right,
That was
right.
MagnaCon a few years ago, 2 years ago, maybe.
Yep.
Yep, 2 years ago. So if you come, you might get the rare appearance to hear the man, the myth, the legend play the drums. But anyways, I just for anybody who's just now joining us, this is the shirt that I'm gonna wear. I love it. Isn't it great? It's
There you go.
perfect. I mean, I always wonder what I'm gonna wear on St. Patrick's Day, and now I have a shirt for the rest of my life. It's
And then
perfect.
have a green beer.
And have a green beer. I will. I will do that after work though. Like a
There you
responsible adult, like a responsible adult. Okay,
there.
so happy birthday, Dad! But we got a bunch of other stuff going on. What do you want to start with?
Oh, whatever's on. Well, you get the Soul closeout sale. Tell us about that. The closeout sales being
Yes,
continued.
yeah, it's April 3rd is the last day for the Soul to get a brand new Soul. They're $1,000 off. If we have any demo Souls left, they are $2,000 off. And again, we are warranting these machines for 10 years. So they have the same warranties as a brand new machine. We are just not going to be manufacturing any brand new ones after April 3rd. So if you are interested in getting a smaller analog machine that you would like to start a business or add to your business, now is the time. It's a great deal. It's compact. It's easy to travel with. It's a fantastic machine. It just doesn't fit in the future of the way that the MagnaWave is growing, because we have a lot of exciting things coming out. But again, there's no specific reason other than just not fitting in the line. The machine is great. It's reliable. We will still have the same warranty, and you could get yours with the discount till April 3rd. And if you have a rent to rent, or you have a rental out right now, go ahead and if you pay off before April 3rd, you can get that discount of that $1,000 off as well.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And then we have some winners too. We had a TikTok contest where we asked people to do a day in the life of MagnaWave people, and which we just feel like, look, a lot of people that we've worked with here at MagnaWave, they are on Facebook, maybe they're on Instagram, but how to use your social media content and step out of your comfort zone is really hard. So the idea behind doing a day in the life video is to show people how to do reels, how to, you know, kind of step out of their comfort zone, do something new to get attention to their business. And we had some really successful TikTok or reel videos, and 3 people have won. I think we should wait to the end of the show to say who won. I think that's
fine.
That's better. But I do believe we have some of those videos maybe that we're going to share today as well.
That's great. And I got a suggestion, or I got a request.
Okay.
When I was at the conference in Fort Lauderdale last week, the plastic surgeons conference, a lot of those plastic surgeons are really deep into TikTok and reels and that type of stuff. And so I reopened my TikTok account and created my name, and but I don't like it. And I would like to, maybe if somebody's got a suggestion of a good catchy name for me to use on my TikTok videos, that would be fun. Like there's Dr. High Def and Dr. Miami, and I'm not a doctor, but just kind of saying some of that stuff.
What about Patrick PMF?
Well, that might work. That might work. That's not bad.
That's not bad in my first go.
That's your first go. Well, maybe somebody else will have some ideas. So if you got to, maybe we could, if we pick a name that somebody suggests, we'll send them something.
Oh yeah, great. So if you got an idea for a good TikTok name, let us know. I love that. That's fantastic. Meredith will love that you're on there too, because she loves to share the content that we produce. So that's great.
Okay.
And then we have lots of questions. So obviously the idea today is for you guys to interact and ask questions with us. We have a new contest that we're going to go over today, as well as talking about our next webinar that is I'm very excited about. And then we're going to go over your all's questions. And one of those questions before, so the more you all interact by posting in the comments there, please post your name at the end of your comment, because we can't see everybody's name. So please post your name and your questions. We will go back through the comments and pick a winner for a prize at the end of the show today, as well as announce the TikTok Day in the Life video winners. But before we do all of that, we've gotten a tremendous amount of questions about the Schumann resonance. I do have an excellent blog post, if I may say so myself, that we will post in the comments that explains the Schumann resonance and how important it is for the earth and for our bodies, and all of the good things that the Schumann resonance is. It's actually a range of signals, the Schumann resonance. It's not one specific signal, it's a range of signals. But the Schumann resonance is in our digital devices. And that means it runs behind the settings. So like while you're hearing one pulsing, you will also hear the pulsing of the Schumann resonance underneath. And so there'll be like one pulsing above, and then I can't snap at the same time. I can't. Anyways, you get it. 2 pulses, same time. So the reason that the Schumann resonance is there on those machines is because we don't actually have a spark chamber, and we don't have them on the analog machines running underneath the signals, because we would need to have 2 spark chambers, which would make the machines twice as big, twice as heavy, and a lot more maintenance. So, but Dad, maybe you can explain a little bit about the Schumann resonance.
Well, as you mentioned, the Schumann resonance is an. Why am I getting some feedback? I don't know. Anyway, the Schumann resonance is a range of frequencies that kind of fit into that area. It was created, and just to go into this a little bit, it was created by, I think it was William Schumann, after the first space flights began, because the cosmonauts and the astronauts came home with what they deemed or tagged as space sickness. And in many cases, could have been fatal. In fact, Yuri Gagarin eventually succumbed to his space sickness that he picked up, or the lack of magnetic field while he was in space for a very short period of time. So they created the Schumann created a resonance that would help the astronauts maintain their magnetic body level that they need, the magnetics within the body, and that became known as the Schumann resonance. But it's a little bit like when Dr. Dennis did the NASA study, he chose the 10 hertz as a basis for his study, but he always said I could have used 20 hertz, 15 hertz, whatever it may have been that he selected, and I would have gotten the same type of results. It came down to the signal that he was using, how the signal was applied, and that information much more than the actual hertz that he was using to do it. So the resonance is just a lower resonance. It's more in sync with the Earth's natural magnetic field that we have that has decreased dramatically over the years, but yet you can still improve or help your magnetic field that your body requires by being around or the magnetic situations. And so if you put your analog machine to 1 or the lowest setting that it is, you're very much inside the Schumann resonance area. You still have a good Gauss delivery with our high-powered devices, but you're very much into those frequencies that the Schumann resonance falls under. And so that's how you can approach it from that standpoint. So the fact that your machine does not have it in the background, if it's an analog machine, the fact you can certainly go to a Schumann area by going down to 1 or 2 on your settings and delivering it in that fashion. And to that end, what I've noticed with the couple of the new machines on the human side, where we're able to program the delivery of the various signals. So you can do a 10-minute program, and part of the program is at 2, part of the program's at 5, part of the program's at 15, whatever, and you're going up and down. What I noticed as you all know, I've discussed many times that I use the machines that I sit on a coil every day to just keep my prostate healthy and everything in good shape there. But what was really intriguing to me is I've kind of learned that if it's an analog device, I'll treat myself for 2 minutes at number 2, 3 minutes at number 7, 2 minutes at 20, and or 10, whatever the highest setting on your particular device is that you're comfortable with. And so I will just, during the process, just change the frequencies. Mm-hmm. And it was amazing how, because I'm constantly basically fooling the tissue. There's always something coming different every minute or 2 or every 3 or 4 minutes. You don't have to do that all the time, but I just kind of did it that way. And I was very happy with the response in that fashion. And as you know, if you've got an analog machine and you're treating a horse, you want to treat the sacral area, do it at 7, maybe do a minute of it at 5, and just kind of move it around. You're still getting good depth of penetration, but it's the energy that's going in at that point. So at any rate, analog machines, if you want to get in the Schumann area, if you want to do a lower setting, go down to 1 or 2, which you probably use very rarely, but go down to those settings and run it at that for a few minutes and go from there. Yes, ma'am.
I agree.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say something.
I agree. I think that a lot of people get stuck on the Schumann. Yes, the Schumann resonance is great. But the bottom line is the body needs a magnetic field, right? The body, we function with electromagnetic, our cells talk to each other with electromagnetic fields. This is why it was so important for NASA to have the Schumann resonance. But people, again, get stuck on the Schumann resonance is the only beneficial one, and it's not. The benefits that the Schumann resonance gives you are also available in all the other settings. Like, you are also giving your body pulse electromagnetic frequency that it needs to function. So not having the Schumann resonance is not going to make your machine worse. Is it, like you said, beneficial to have those two different pulses of a magnetic field going at the same time? Yeah, it's great for the cells, but also you get very similar, if not the same, with the ability to change the analog machines to different settings at different times. So I think people get a little bit stuck on exact hertz and exact percentages, when in reality, what we found out is that everybody's body is different.
When they were doing the Tesla model, the Tesla delivery has been around for hundreds of years, actually, for not hundreds, but a long time, and the 1800s. And so that's 100 years ago, but that's what they had. And a lot of the first machines were all low powered machines. Believe me, if the astronauts and NASA could have treated an astronaut in 10 minutes instead of 10 hours or 5 hours a day or whatever for a number of days to get them back in balance, they would have done it if they could. But they didn't. The technology to do it at a higher power just wasn't fully developed at that point, or it wasn't developed in a manner that would be easy for them to do. And so they went with the Schumann resonance area, the lower power that was readily available that they could do, and it worked. But it took a lot of treatments and a lot of length of time of treatments to achieve that. If they could have done it in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, believe me, they would have. The astronauts would have liked it, but that's just how things progress. Things change.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, a couple questions. So Hazel asked if the digital machines always had the extra pulse, and they didn't. The first original semis did not have the Schumann resonance underneath when it was the low, medium, or the low and high, and then the low, medium, and high. I believe it was the Semi 5 where that first became the Schumann resonance underneath. And then since then, yes. And the only difference, just so everybody understands, all of our digital machines have that Schumann resonance underneath, but the Maya Pro has an actual just Schumann resonance setting. Okay. So that's the only difference. It still runs under every one of them, but it actually has just a Schumann resonance setting. That's a benefit of the Maya. It's not that we don't, it's just they're different machines. They have different capabilities, different sizes, allow for us to add different things inside. So that's it. So that's a good question. And to your to what you just said, Dad, about the capability and using those machines. When I was in London this weekend at the Animal Nutrition and Technology Show Europe, I met a person, was speaking with someone about a woman who was a doctor in London who had one of the original high power PMF machines, and it was like hoses, like it was hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and it was installed and could not leave her office, and like hoses came in out of the wall, and the maintenance, like the engineers had to come and like work on the machine, and it was really interesting because that wasn't, that was 50 years ago, where 40, 50 years ago, where she had the ability to use one of those very old original machines. I don't want to say old, but original PMF machines. And now here we are selling machines and working and developing technology where not only can you use it anywhere and travel with it, you can get on an airplane. Like, to her, that's just mind blowing. That how far the technology's come.
When I first started, the Pepimi machine was the first one that I was familiar with, and it weighed, that was in the horse industry at a few places, weighed 250 pounds, looked like a small apartment refrigerator, very heavy, very, very heavy, very difficult to control, but it worked. And people were using them. And then it certainly then came the P3, and then the various devices that were out there, and it's all moved to where we are today.
Yeah. So Misty Reed asks, when treating animals, cattle mainly, will simply changing the position of the loops and not just the setting, will that help with their body's response better or quicker?
Yeah.
I would like to.
Go ahead.
Yes. I think you just don't do the same thing every time.
That's the key. Change your position of the loops, use a butterfly one time, use a paddle another time, use a large loop another time, or just with cattle and when you're dealing with animals that are big and you got to watch how they're being handled and where you put them in a pen or a chute, whatever you're doing. Yes, if you just move the coils an inch to the left and an inch to the right, that changes how it reacts with the tissue, and just do that. And then again, the next time you treat them, just change. If you like treating them at 8, treat them at 7 one time, and then treat them at 9 another time, but stay in your 7, 8, 9 range. If that's the one that you're happy with and that's your sweet spot, do that.
Right. And then maybe use a zoom paddle one time, and then the butterfly, and then the large loop, like kind of rotate through. It's just like working out. You don't want to do the same. If I got on the same treadmill every single day, yeah, in the beginning I'd get results. But at the end of the day, there would be a stopping point. I got to come in my muscles. I got to lift weights. I've got to do new things and change things. So that's the way to think about it. Don't do the same thing every time. And if I can give anybody a word of advice, if I was out doing treatments every single day, which I do at the Wellness Club, but if I was especially working with animals because they can't talk, I would 110% add an LZR. If you are wanting to keep the body on its toes, adding red light and PMF is going to change the entire perspective for you. It's a difference of 1 minute. You're adding 1 minute to your treatment time. I'm not saying you're going to charge more for your treatments. What I'm saying is that you're going to get faster and better results because you're going to come at the cells with light and magnetic field. The light and magnetic field are exactly what we need in the world to survive. If we didn't have light from the sun, if we did not have if we did not have the magnetic field, we would not exist. So you're adding the core components of wellness on to what you're doing, and you will see that your results will be better, faster, and especially with animals, I'm seeing that more and more and more because they can't talk to you and they can't tell you, and so it's just amazing. What do you think?
Oh, I agree. It's absolutely amazing how they are stacked together and they're complementary to each other. And just not those two. There's other opportunities, but that's just from our perspective. That's a good way to approach it.
Well, it's a portable way to approach it. It's an easy way. It runs off the Jackery. If you have a Jackery, I recommend. If you don't have one and you are an animal person going out, you could plug the LZR in at the same time as running the MagnaWave. You run the MagnaWave through its sessions when you're doing cattle. Then you come up and you hit the sore spots or the areas where you think there might be some inflammation or some sensitivity. Where you see the sensitivity, go back over them with the red light, and you'll start noticing those differences.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's see if we have any other questions. We got a lot of people saying happy birthday.
Yeah.
Again, I'm writing down some of the ideas here that people have for your name for TikTok.
Good.
And then let's see if you have a question, just add it in the comments there. Let's see. Lisa says I use the LZR at every session, working on incorporating the paddle in. Most horses I deal with are at a level 1 or 2. They get really uncomfortable. Is that too low a setting? How do you suggest bringing the level up to 5 or 7 range? Rich, it depends on the machine that you have, the level 1 or level 2, and how long you've had it. If most horses that you're working on level 1 or level 2, depending on your machine, I would probably look at maybe we possibly might need to recalibrate it. Because you should be able to get up a little bit, but at the same time, if the horses are sore, you don't need to go to 5 and 7 range. 1 and 2 is fine. There's no benefit if they're able to take the 1 and 2 comfortably and you're getting results. Fine. There's no benefit to getting to 5 to 7. That's not going to make things better. What I would do is just stay where the animals are comfortable.
Yes, and every animal is different. Don't get yourself in a situation to think, and here's the description I'll use. Sometimes people say, oh, the horse was so uncomfortable. Look at the eyes. You may think the horse is uncomfortable because you're seeing a lot of muscle movement or some reaction to the treatment. People say, there's no way, that's got to be uncomfortable. Look at the eyes of the horse. If the horse is comfortable, the eyes will be serene. If the horse is turning, looking at you like it's going to take your head off, then you're too high and you want to be comfortable. If the horse is moving around, that can be, you would do that if somebody were rubbing your back. You might lean into it a little bit or back up into their hands and allow them to penetrate the area a little differently. And a horse will do the same thing. I once had a practitioner who was telling me, well, I was treating this horse's neck and I was getting great response. And then I realized that I was overpowering the horse's neck. The neck was just jumping. And so I turned it down. And so the neck didn't jump as much and the machine's not working because I'm not getting the result. And I said, 2 things. Let me send me a video, and they sent me a video, and they really weren't looking to where they had the coil on the horse. They just had it over there, and then they moved it, and they got some movement, and they moved it away from the movement instead of saying that's where I need to be. The movement is showing me where the sensitivity is. And then I said, turn it up and look at the eye. You don't have to turn it all the way up, but if you turn it up a little bit and the eye is comfortable, then they can take it, even if it's moving. And that's a big thing when someone says, oh, they're uncomfortable. The horse was uncomfortable or the animal was uncomfortable. Look at the eye. And if the animal is uncomfortable, they will move away. They will leave you. Not just kind of stand around and move. They will leave. And that's what you need to learn. And that takes time, and you can learn that. But that would be my suggestion there. Don't get stuck in a particular area. Energy is important. More energy is better. It's kind of like going outside in the sun. If it's cloudy, you don't, okay, it's cloudy and I'm not getting the vitamin D. You are, but if the sun's not in the clouds and you feel the warmth and all that, you feel more. Okay, you might be uncomfortable in that situation because it's hot. You'd rather be in a cloudy situation because it's comfortable. So just kind of play it in that realm.
Well, there's 2 schools of thought I find with people. There's the people who are like, I have to turn it up and get movement. And then there's the people who go at the 1 or 2 or the 3 or 4, and if you're going at a lower setting and you're getting movement, that means that those areas have that sensitivity. So that's what you're looking for. You don't need to turn it up to make the movement, but then sometimes you'll be going and the horses love it. And it's like a deep tissue massage. So just use the machine and read it. You don't have to turn it up so hard that there's movement, or you don't have to keep it so low that there's not movement. There is a balance there. And if you are struggling with that, I would recommend emailing education@mwpmf.com and coming for hands-on training. If you're struggling with that, come here for hands-on training. We do offer it starting very soon. It's every single Friday. It's all summer long. I would recommend coming, education@MagnaWavePMF.com. Check it out. Come in. If you are struggling with how to use your machine best, even if you've had it for a year or 6 months or whatever, come in and try hands-on training. Let's see.
Wow.
I got
thank you for the birthday wishes and those who heard my talk at AOPP. Thank you so much for your comments.
Yes. Wendy asked, when will the Maya Pro ship out? Probably sometime in the next five days. Let's see. Then another one. If you are treating a horse with cervical arthritis, would using the LZR and PMF help if you did it once a month, or would you do daily, weekly sessions?
Well, once a month is fine, but if that once a month treatment carries the horse for 30 days, when I mean carries, if the response stays, the results you're looking for stays, but if after 2 weeks it begins to dwindle, treat again. Treat as often, treat, session again, but we session the horse as often as possible to maintain the result that you're looking for. Some animals require treatment every week. Some animals require sessions daily. Some animals are happy with one session a month. My wife is like that for her herniated discs. She's to the point now, 1 or 2 sessions a month, and she's good for 3 or 4 weeks, with no issues. If she picks up the grandkids or handles dogs or whatever, then it may be a little sore. She treats herself more often. So that's an easy system to follow.
Yeah, I would also look at doing weekly in the beginning and then moving to that once a month as you build up, like you said. And if you have someone who's a client of yours and you can't get out there that much, look into the rent-to-rent program. One of our product specialists, you can email support or sales@MagnaWavePMF.com. That's the point of the rent-to-rent program, so that you have machines that you can rent out to your customers so that they can use the machine, get weekly treatments or even daily treatments if needed on an animal that you can't get to every day, but then you can still help them, guide them, and bring in income from that. So that is available to our certified practitioners. Let's see. Misty said, I had a show steer actually fall asleep and snore when I was treating him.
There you go. Tom asked a question. I don't know if it's one of the last questions, but Tom asked a question. Has a horse that's had deep flexor tendon injury for about a year, has trouble having the horse stand on the hoof box. Will the butterfly wrapped around the hoof be just as effective? Yes. You're not coming up from the bottom, but what I would do is I put the butterfly around the hoof if he'll deal with that more readily, and a lot of times that is the case. Put it on there, put some Velcro on it, kind of hold it in place, leave it on there for the treatment. When you're finished, take the hoof, lift it up, and put the butterfly on the bottom of it for a couple of minutes. By holding it up, the horse will stand there with you because he's on 3 legs. He's not going anywhere. He or she's not going anywhere. And just try that. Just put that, or use the paddle. Just put the paddle on the hoof in that fashion for 3 to 5 minutes, and you're good.
Yes. Oh, look, that's a good one. Somebody did PAT EMF.
Oh, that's not bad.
Grayscale E1. That's great. Okay, sorry. Hands-on training is fantastic. Thank you, guys. Let's see, lots of happy birthdays. And then we've had let's see. Yes, I've had a few horses move to show me where they want the coils. It's wonderful. Yeah, when they back into you, like you were saying, they do move to where they want it to be. I'll just share with you guys really quickly. One of the things that I learned this weekend in London, where we were talking a lot about how hard cats, specifically, cats, regular house cats, how they mask symptoms of pain. They will not show you that they're in pain. They will hide it in every possible way that they can. So I thought that this was so very interesting because so many people, and we had a whole conversation about this and how to find the signs in your own animal of if the cat is in pain, because you don't know. But I think that it's so interesting because everybody listening, if you have a cat, how often do they go and lay in the circle or lay on the machine or lay on the coils while you're treating? And you may think that this is a perfectly healthy cat. You've not seen anything, but in reality, they could be in a great deal of pain and they're masking it. And I thought that that was just so, I knew that they did hide it, but I didn't know to the extent that cats will hide their pain. It's like a survival mechanism. So it's very interesting to me that, all the time people are sending us pictures of how much their cat loves it. And, that's an indication that they may enjoy that relief. And that's something to look at. And it's a really interesting topic. If anybody's ever had a chance to look into just cats. I don't talk a lot about cats, but I thought I would share that. I spent an hour learning and I was really just amazed at the animal itself and how they hide and mask their pain, but also how they do find those sources of comfort. And they obviously do that all the time with MagnaWave.
And something what I've had some folks do from time to time is they'll have a cat or a dog and they'll say, I just can't get the dog to sit still for me to treat his hip, or I don't know if the cat will do it. What I've suggested is take a pad or a pillow or one of our dog mats, put it on the floor, put a large coil underneath it, or put a mat underneath it, and just minutes if your machine goes 90 minutes, and put it on a moderate setting or a low setting, and just turn it on and don't worry about it. Don't even tell them it's on. You'd be amazed. All of a sudden you'll look over and the cat's laying on the mat, or the dog has gone to the mat to lay down, and it's at a low setting, so they're very comfortable with it, and it'll go like that. We have a mat that we sleep with, and we'll put it on for a long period of time, depending on a setting that's comfortable as we sleep or quiet as we sleep. And there's nights that our little 4-pound dog pushes Debbie off the mat and lays on the mat by herself, or Debbie will be on the mat, or I'll be on the mat, and the dog's cuddled up right on the mat. And because it's comforting to the dog, and the dog's had surgeries and all kinds of things, so we don't know when she's uncomfortable. But she'll tell us. She'll go lay on that mat and treat herself.
Right. And that's what cats do too. So, it's really something to look into. How long a session do you do for a cat? Amanda asks. And usually like 10 minutes is probably all you really need, 5 or 10 minutes. Sometimes I have a 19-year-old cat. She will come in and lay on it at a lower setting for 20. But she usually just gets right when I'm treating myself. She gets right on my stomach, like when I'm treating my back, and and then I leave the coil and let her treat. So 10 minutes is probably plenty of time for a cat to do the whole body. Let's see. We do have a question here. Doug is asking about when will the high-powered digital machines become available again, and they are available now. We have the Maya Pro is available now for pre-order, Doug. If you want to reach out to sales@mwpemf.com, those machines start shipping this week. We do have some on order. And then, we will be selling the Maya Pro, starting next month, full out marketing the Maya Pro. Just built up some stock there so we could keep up with supply and demand.
There you go.
So yes, the Maya Pros are available now, and we do have a few left in that pre-order. Michelle had asked that question. Suzanne says she has the dog mat and loves it. Let's see.
Tracy Walker Bush says, my cat will jump in my loop or on my mat when I'm setting up to work on myself. Say, well, I guess I have an extra session.
Yeah. Misty said, in case anyone was wondering, I emailed about videos from PMFCon that I missed. Lauren says they are edited videos to remove dead time, etc., and we'll email everyone who bought tickets when they are ready. Yeah, so that we pull out all the downtime and condense it, and she puts on some, things there so you get the best information in the shortest amount of time. Let's see. Any other questions here? My dog asks for my mat when it's not plugged in. Yes, they will do that. They will do that. Horses will do that too. They'll start putting their nose up against it and hitting the machine. I've actually seen a horse like literally try to turn it back on. They are smart. Yeah, just try to hit it. They are very smart animals. So a couple things we do have to talk about today.
What's the sticker contest?
Okay, the sticker contest. So there is a photo. I don't know if Tony has it to show, but basically we are asking you, we have these amazing stickers. They are so cute. I only have a couple left because they're all over the back of my computer. But they're just like these really cute stickers. I wish I had some more. Oh, here's one. Here's one. I got them everywhere. But our amazing graphic designer made these amazing stickers. And if you order them, you can order them on our website on the practitioner portal. And then you put them on your machine with any other stickers that you want. Okay. We're trying to get you to personalize your equipment, stand out a little bit, and then take pictures of it, post it on social media, tag us, let us know that you're doing it, showing us your designs, your artwork, the way that you're personalizing your machine. And we are giving away one LZR. For the winner, and we will announce that at the next. There it is, sticker decorating contest. There are some of the stickers. You can see all those really great stickers on there. You don't have to do it like that. That's just some of our stickers. They're great. So get yourself some stickers, put them on the machine, and show some MagnaWave love. And use the hashtag MagnaWave love, tag us, and then we are going to give one LZR, announce the winner of the most favorited design that's on social media. Next office hours. So that is very exciting. We still have to do the winner of the day in the life contest. We're going to announce 3 winners at the end of this show. And then we went to London. And one of the reasons that I went to London was, like I said, to go to the small animal nutrition, or just animal nutrition and technology show and innovation show. And it was amazing. This last week in London was incredible. And we got to speak with all sorts of veterinarians, all sorts of people from all over. We do have a distributor that we are working with and setting up with in the UK. And one of the reasons that we can do that now is that we have CE. So we do have CE on our Simi 10 machines, soon to come on all of our machines. We are working through that process now. So if you are, I think we have showing us a sticker of that as well. So the Simi 10 machines are CE. We will be able to send those and ship those all over Europe, as well as Australia and Canada.
120 countries.
120 countries. And we are working on, besides Health Canada and the FDA, with our other line of equipment, but also Australia. We are going to be shipping directly into Australia with the Simi 10 and Maya Pro. So marketing and expansion into those countries is well on its way. So we've talked about it for a few years, and now we are here. So if you have a friend in London or anywhere in Europe, or you are going to be traveling there, we do have the machine for you.
Okay, a couple of questions here real quick before we go on. Can you use the LZR at the same time they are standing on the hoof box? Correct, you can. You don't want to put it on the hoof box, but you can do the ankle, you can do the knee, you can use it in another location on the animal at the same time. No problem. Another question, is there a difference between a dog mat and the human mat? You have a specifically designed dog mat that's a little thicker, but the human mat is very similar, and you can interchange if you wanted to, or put your human mat under your dog bed, or under a pillow, under a blanket, whatever the situation may be. But then there is a dog mat that's thicker, specific,
and it's chew proof. Like, it's got the material for, like, if they're going to be slobbering or chewing, or their claws are going to be on it a lot, that you could put just your dog, like you said, Dad, like you just put a regular mat, like the Mag Energy mat standard, which is black now. It's a black mat. If you want to put that down and then put your dog mat on top of it, you're not losing your dog's bed on top. You're not losing a ton of, you're not losing gauss by doing that. But a lot of people preferred to have a mat that they could travel with, they could wipe down, especially if you're doing a lot of small animals. It's an excellent mat for that.
Let's see. Okay, the human mat. Yeah, those are the questions we had. Let's see what else.
We got a question about the strap to use on my soul machine. How do you attach it as snaps won't go through the holes on it? Hey, Bree, will you ask Marissa or Cameron if they have a strap in a soul machine that they could come down and bring to me? Yeah, I'll look at it and show you, Kim. Okay, keep going, Dad.
Okay, let's see. Let me bring those.
A strap for like crossbody in the soul machine.
Why isn't it working? Excuse me. Maybe that was. Oh, here we go.
I use a Mag Energy mat on everything.
Yeah.
Somebody said they use it on their dogs. Yeah, I use it on everything.
Okay.
Yeah, Tanya says if you don't have the mat and you want to use a pillowcase, that's a great. Right. It's how you want to do it. If you are traditionally treating a lot of small animals, you might want the pet mat, because it's just going to hold up a little bit differently. But if you are going to be using it for anything, the Mag Energy mat's great. I think they're pretty interchangeable.
Correct. Okay. Did Tony have some videos?
Ooh, Melissa, approximate time frame new Mayas will get all-terrain wheels. Melissa. Coming with the big questions. So the Mayas right now have we'll have the small wheels. with the removable like wheels on there. We will have, it's not just going to be all terrain wheels for the Maya. It's actually going to be in the all terrain case, very similar to what the Julian is in. So that we are expecting that within like 6 months to a year. But in the meantime, and that one's not the one that you're going to want to fly. It's not going to fit in your overhead bin of your plane because it's got the big wheels. The one that we have right now is on wheels, and it is very travel friendly. But that is case. And we also have the Soul Pro coming out in a whole new case, you all. That is happening as well in very soon. So the Soul Pro will have a whole new case. We are really excited about that. It's pretty great. Let me check with this. Okay. Dad, you got something else you want to say?
Okay, let's see. I was trying to look and see if there's any.
Oh, Tony, do you have day in the life videos? Is that what you asked?
Yeah.
MagnaWave edition. First Starbucks. Of course there was a marathon today. First horse is Roxy. She's 17.3 hands. Then we go to do Picasso and Chex. They are so sweet. Last horse of the day is Ellie. Ellie is 28 and has DSLD. I will be making a post on my Instagram talking about DSLD.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah, that's cool.
See, that's interesting. So I know that I think it was Kim asked about how to use the strap for the sole. So like if you look right here, so you don't want to use these hooks right here. Okay. You don't want to use for the sole. Okay. I'm not talking about every machine. I'm talking about the sole right now. The strap actually goes right here. There's like a little, well, of course, you know, it's hard to do when you're holding it up and trying to like act like Vanna White, but hold on. If you look at it, there's like a little black spot right there. It just clips on right there. Okay. And then I'll show you, I will Vanna White it out for you. This one's a little short, but then you can kind of wear the sole. Ta-da.
And you can open it and operate it.
Ta-da. So you could really have like it plugged in, and you could be you have a coil and be doing your treatment. Again, this is the sole machine. And you can get yours for $1,000 off for new and $2,000 off for demo right now. And that is gone April 3rd. And if you would like to add a strap, make sure you talk to someone about doing that. But these straps are really cute. They're great. You can unhook them. You can put them on anything that you want. So there is now my hair's messed up. My clip's good. It's good. It's good. We're good here now. Did that.
We're good here now.
We're good here now. Okay. Show and tell.
Okay, let's see. We've talked about the Schumann resonance. What's the dynamic PEMF and red light webinar? Tell us about that.
Yes, let's talk about it. Okay, so let's see. Amanda Nelson of Fluid Motion Agility. I've been talking to her for a while now. She has been doing a very unique process in her physical therapy and rehab and just training of animals of all different types, but mostly performance dogs, on how to use the machines with dynamic movement for a small animal. And dynamic movement is kind of the name of the game for MagnaWave in 2023 in terms of education. We really want to educate you on how to actually move a horse and do a PMF session at the same time. So all of that is coming out, as well as this first webinar is how to move a dog. Ways to move the dog, how to move the dog around while using your machine at the same time. So I've talked about this before. A lot of times I will put a large loop on when I use my Nova at home, like the XL, the large wave wings, like a backpack. I put it on like a backpack and I ride my Peloton. That's how I do my Peloton almost every single morning when I'm working out. It's just, I found I recover faster. I feel better. That's me personally. And I use the Nova. But when it comes to animals, we've thought, okay, how can we, incorporate movement? And so, Fluid Motion Agility has really created some great step-by-step protocols and ways that she's seen, real success and using movement with these animals and how she does that and gets them to move in the way that she wants them to while doing a session. So we're sharing all of that with you all March 29th at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is going to be a fantastic webinar if you're looking to up your game in treating small animals. And then we will also be doing one very soon after that where we're going to talk about a new product that's coming out that is going to help you do dynamic PMF with large animals. So we're super excited about dynamic PMF this year. If you are doing continuing education this year as a certified practitioner, we will have classes on dynamic PMF in there. So
that'll be exciting. That'll be a great video or webinar to attend.
Yes. Yes. So Misty asked about doing one with cattle. Yeah, I mean, it's large animals. So the program that we will have will go over large animals. And then let's see. You're going to have a trade-in, trade-up program. We do have a trade-in program on several of our machines, Dawn. If you reach out to sales at mwpemf.com or at MagnaWavePEMF.com, we can help you with that, or just contact your product specialist. Leslie, can you upgrade the sole to the new case when it goes back for maintenance? So it's a completely different redesigned case. So we would have to do a trade-in for you, Leslie, and a trade-up to get the new case, which we're going to make it as cost-effective for you all as possible. So that program will be coming. That if you want to trade in, you can. The case is cool. The wheels are cool, but it is functionality-wise, your Soul Pro that you currently have is just as good. But if you are looking to get the larger version, that can happen. Or the new version. I shouldn't say larger version. Suzanne says, I need to get that strap for my soul. Maybe we'll give away this strap today.
There you go.
Okay. I can
Perfect.
do that.
Perfect.
Let's see. Just making sure we have answered all the questions.
Yeah, I don't see any other questions. We could have missed one. I'm having trouble getting used to how these questions show up.
Okay, so should we do what time is it? Should we? Oh, it's 12:57. Huh,
yeah, we need to do those. Who won? Tell us who won.
Okay. So we have first place, second place, third place. So we'll start at third place. Third place winner of a MagnaWave swag bag is Bella Brinker with Intracoastal Equine. So congratulations, Bella. I don't know if we have her video or not. I don't know how we're going to do that, but it's fine. We'll just go through them. Second place is also a winner of a swag bag is Brittany Gray with Grayscale Equine. So congratulations, Brittany. And then first place, you're the drummer. First place is with an LZR and a swag bag. Oh, I'm going to torture this name. Amanda Diefenbach. Amanda Diefenbach. I'm hoping I said your name right, Amanda. I'm so sorry if I didn't. With Hudson Valley PMF. Congratulations, Amanda, Brittany, and Bella. You guys are our winners. Brittany and Bella, you should be getting your swag bag shortly. Amanda, yours will go out as well. We will need to confirm your address. So please look out for an email to make sure that we have the correct shipping address for your prizes. Now,
Diefenbach.
Sorry.
Like Zimmer. D-I-E.
I'm sorry. Everybody pronounces my name wrong, especially growing up with Alan with an E, Zimmer. I was Alan Zimer my whole life, so I'm sorry, Amanda. I didn't want to do that to you. But let's see here. Okay, so if you want to win like Amanda, Brittany, and Bella, if you want to be a winner like them, do the sticker contest. Go on, get some stickers from the practitioner portal, buy them, decorate your machine, do some pictures, a video, whatever you want to draw attention, post it on social media, hashtag MagnaWave Love, and tag MagnaWave on whatever social channel you're using, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Let us know that you posted it. Decorate, post, tag us, winner gets an LZR. So that is, you have 1 month to get those stickers and get your stuff decorated and posted.
We are expanding our red light capabilities as we speak. So there'll be a lot of things coming with red light.
There's going to be a lot of things coming in terms of just all of the great things that MagnaWave has to offer over the next few years, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I know we don't want to go any further into that than that. Okay. Misty loves her stickers. All right. I think that's it.
I don't see any other things on my sheet.
Oh, you know what I do want to say? Two things I want to add. Amanda, who just won, said, does the splitter cut the session time in half? Amanda, let's talk about that really quickly. Congratulations on your prize. If you run the splitter, you are cutting, if you have your machine up full strength. Now, this is every machine except for the Maya Pro. Okay, so I'm explaining that. Every machine but the Maya Pro. If you have a machine and any other machine, you are splitting the signal in half. So you're halving it to about 50% of the power of in each coil, correct?
Correct.
Now then we have the Maya Pro. And if you run the splitter with the Maya Pro, it actually does the same strength in both coils. Now, I say this with a grain of salt. Please be careful. You do not want to run this machine as a duo. This is not a duo. You do not want to run the machine. They are not independently controlled. Whatever setting it's on is the setting that's in both coils, but you are going to wear your machine out faster. That's like running, if you buy a computer and you run it every single day, there's a fan in there and you run it every day and you are pushing it to its limits with all of the power like I do to this same device that I'm on right now. It is constant. I barely ever restart it. I run it to the max. It's going to wear out much faster. Okay. And this is what's going to happen with your Maya Pro. But I do want to say, if you have a Maya Pro and you put a splitter on, you can run both coils at the same strength, at the same time.
Correct.
It's cool.
Great question. Great answer. People, got to wrap their heads around it, but that's absolutely there. Let's see. There was another question. Does the splitter work with Soul Pro? Yes. The splitter works with most every machine.
Yeah, it does it. We don't recommend using it with the Semi 10. I mean, with the digital. I mean, it's just the machines that are like Soul and under. You're really those machines. So let's talk about this. We just got the question. What is the difference between the Soul and the Soul Pro? So let's talk about the Soul, the Semi 10, the Spiro. These machines are made for personal use. What do we mean by that? Yes, you can run a business. You could work some part-time of a business. You could do several treatments a day. Okay. They are not built and they do not have the strength to be run all day, every day for a business. Okay. And the problem with the Soul was a lot of people were getting into that machine as an entry-level machine and going and starting a business and wearing it out and running it. And they were getting into it at that price. Plus, I mean, at that size. Plus, we are changing. If you look at our machines, some of them have the push button, right? What is that called, Dad? Why is it gone? Where'd it go?
Hello. Membrane switch. Membrane switch.
Several of our machines are membrane switch. If you notice, all of our machines are membrane switch now, except for the Soul. And the reason for that is because we are making changes across our line to have better quality and just better products all the way around. There's several reasons. If you haven't watched it, I did an entire video on this in the Certified Practitioner portal, and I can go more in depth with anybody who'd like to know. But the bottom line is we are moving in a direction as a company to get better, more reliable products. And to do that, the Soul does not fit in that area. Not that it's not reliable, but that knob does not fit into where the company is going as a whole. And eventually it'll all understand. You'll all understand why we're doing this. But the Soul Pro, on the other hand, is the version of like the Soul it's stronger, but it also has the availability at a great price point of under $10,000 to go and start a business. And if you really want to start a business and you want a machine and you want to run it like a full-time business, then that's a great starter machine. So that's the truth. Anything to add?
Nope, that's good. It's perfect.
And you have to remember that a spark chamber has a huge explosion going on in there. Every time an analog machine fires, that's a big explosion in there. And it gets warm and there's a lot going on. So that's why it's very important that we build these machines in certain ways based on how they're used.
Yeah, and a lot of this has to do with with the Federal Trade Commission and the FDA, with good manufacturing practices, safety testing, registration with the FDA. They have requirements and they want to be able to match. With a dial machine, they're saying, well, where are you in that dial? They want us to be able to explain every setting on the device and map it on the devices. And so with a dial, that's very difficult because where the dial is today might be different tomorrow. And so it just becomes, and the FDA says, let's be more succinct in what you're doing.
Okay, so someone asked, so are you saying if I run my Julian with the splitter all the time, it will wear out faster? Yes, ma'am or sir. I don't know who asked that question, but that is what I'm saying. If you run your car at full speed and if you have a truck, if I buy a truck and you buy a truck and I run my truck all day like I'm working and you run your truck to school and home, your truck is not going to wear out as fast as my truck, even though we bought them on the same day. If you are pushing your car, your machine all the way, if you want a duo machine, I would recommend getting a Julian Duo, because that is going to be the way to go for you moving forward for just consistency. It's like having a speaker and turning the volume all the way up every day. You're going to blow that speaker faster than if you just keep it at a regular setting.
And to that end, as you do that, you're not going to wear your machine out, but it may need to be recalibrated more often. It may need a spark chamber replacement at some point in time, and those type situations. So that's just how it plays out.
It'll keep going. We have a 10-year warranty, so we'll fix it for you. But we're just letting you know that you'll have the inconvenience of things will wear out, just like brakes on if you slam your brakes, we're going to have to replace your brakes more often.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
How much is too much for the Semi 10? So this person is asking this because they've had to send theirs in. If you are doing more than 4 sessions a day, I would say that's like 4 to 5 sessions a day. That's a lot for a Semi 10 on like a large animal session. We recommend like keeping it. Yes.
And what she means by a session is the length of time that you're treating that animal. If you're treating that animal for 45 minutes, that's several hours a day. And so that's how that comes in. There's just things that wear, unfortunately, but there are things that wear or things that can break. And so that's how that plays out. We're not talking about 5-minute sessions or 10-minute sessions. We're talking about if you're doing
5
a session,
hours.
5-6 hours a day, that, and that's where that 5 or 6 hours are. If you do an hour in the morning, an hour at noon, an hour at dinner, and an hour at 10 o'clock, your machine's cool, your machine's resting, you got all that. But if you run 5 hours and you hardly take a break in between, then you're heating everything much more. And heat deteriorates things. And so those are all the things that you're dealing with.
I don't know why that machine has come back as that. That's very rare for that to happen with the Semi 10. So to me, if there's a problem and it's come back twice, I would look at, then there's probably a usage that you might want to just look at upgrading to the next level. How would I use 2 attachments with my Soul Pro? That would be the splitter. You can check that out in the practitioner portal or contact your product specialist who can explain how to do that a little bit more for you, Misty. Rachel, the question that you're asking about the Soul Pro, I'm not going to read it out loud because people are going to be confused. And there was a run of blue pros that did have different settings on them mistakenly. I think there was like 10 of them. So no, the blue and the first original 10 Soul Pros that went out did have the wrong settings on there, but they were the same strength, if that makes sense. Now that there's the correct settings is 12. So no. If you've got one of those ones that has 20 settings, keep it. Okay, so I think that's it. Let's see. Couple questions about the Semi, the same person. I don't know if they're only doing it 1 hour a day. There's got to be another reason what's going on with the machine. If something's broken that many times, there's something else going on in terms of like being dropped, a shipping issue. I have no idea. I'd have to look at that person's issue completely because that's very rare.
And to that end, there are, and it's hard to fathom, but they build a barn or they build things and they're supposed to be all grounded plugs, or the power is supposed to be coming to everything smoothly. I mean, I've been in tents over the years where we're treating horses in a tent and the fans are running, and it'll run the machine, but you got power fluctuations going on, surges going on all day long, and that can cause a problem. We've narrowed that down in some applications that it's one plug or it's one barn, and you need to find these issues if that's what it is and go there. It could be these parts, if
you're blowing fuses and having issues, it's definitely something to do with the electrical.
Correct. And that could be, we're not saying that there couldn't be something wired backwards and, things happen, but we need to look at it, and we certainly will.
Yeah. So if you've sent it in twice, I'm sure that they've given you some sort of, the trainer has the explanation of why that's happening. So we would have to speak to that person. Let's see, one more. Hold on. I saw another question. So someone said power is a huge issue. I now prefer my Jackery. I mean, that's it. Like I would I would get a Jackery. If you're a certified practitioner, you log into the back end of our website. We have a distribution relationship with Jackery and get the best prices that they offer. And so go there, get yourself a Jackery. And there are certain ones for certain machines that you could get for different times. It's consistent. Yes, you have to recharge it, but yes, that way, whatever barn you're in, whatever's happening, that Jackery is going to run. They also sell Jackery in the UK. So if you want to get a semi 10 and work over all over Europe, you can do that as well.
Okay, so there's a question here. So you're saying if I run my Julian with a splitter all the time, it will wear out faster.
That's what I said.
Let me just try to explain this one more time. The devices are built on resistance. When the signal goes out, there's resistance through the coil, and it's all designed to work at that resistance. If you add a second coil on there, you're doubling the resistance, you're doubling the use of the power, you're doubling the pull on the spark chamber when it comes out. Now, if you run that machine with a splitter, and let's just talk averages, if you turn it to an average of 4 or 5 or 6, not all the way up, it'll probably take a long time before that resistance causes a problem. Where it comes into play, if you're trying to treat the feet and you turn the machine all the way up, or you treat an ankle and you turn the machine all the way up, you're taxing the device. And with 2 coils on there, you're taxing it twice as much. So will it wear out faster? Because they're electrodes, and there's a spark going between those electrodes every time, and they begin to wear. As they wear, they don't connect when they're turned off, they connect. But as they wear, they can't turn off because they're actually wearing down like a pencil. When you write with a pencil, you got to sharpen it so it works the way you want it to. And so you have that type of situation with the coil. So the answer is yes. If you put it, we had that problem years ago. I had people, when we started getting into treating hoofs, when we realized we could work on abscesses well, and ankles and feet, and we had people that specialized and spent all of their time treating knees, ankles, and feet, turning the machine way up. They'd burn through a spark chamber in 150 hours, where somebody that used this machine normally on all body parts, that machine might run for 1,000 hours before the electrodes wear down to where they need to be replaced. And so that's just, as Elaine pointed out very well, you get in your car, you floor it, and you drive at 120 miles an hour down the highway, it's going to wear out more rapidly than someone that drives 60. You're going to get there either way. It's just how you're going to get there and what the result's going to be when you arrive in that type of situation. So the actual answer is yes, you will wear it out more rapidly. But if you're not running it at high all the time, you got a lot of time.
Yeah, I agree. And then, so someone asked about the Max. We are not carrying the Max anymore. We replaced it with the Julian. So that is a comparable model to the Max. And there's multiple reasons for that, but the main reason is the timer. We wanted to have more control over the timer, the ability to change the machine in the way that knob was, which you probably, Tom, if you have one with a knob, that's not there. So the Julian is that replacement for that machine. Do different attachments, draw different amounts of power. Well, God, we could go into that all day long, but mostly the machine pulls a very specific amount of power. So the attachments should not matter that much. Okay, everybody loves their Jackery. Let's pick somebody. Dad, pick a number. Tony, what number, Dad? It's your birthday.
It's my birthday, 17.
17. Oh, well, that makes sense.
March 17th.
So Tony,
73. Let's do 2 numbers. 17, and it's not 73, it's 74.
Yeah, so I was about to say 74. Okay, 17 and 74. Tony or somebody in marketing, if you guys will pick the winners of 17 and 74. Again, I just want you to say, if you're counting the comments yourself, just remember that our comments are combined with YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So there is a ton of other comments that you may not be seeing if you're looking on the social media channel of your choice. So we are going to just give it 1 second. Hopefully they will Slack me or text me and let me know. What are you doing for your birthday this weekend, Dad? Why don't you tell everybody that?
Well, it's Friday, and we're in Florida, and we're going to have a celebration at our resort that we're in. RV park, if you will. And we're going to be doing that. Got a lot of folks coming over and we're going to have pizza. We're going to have pizza, green beer, and some other green libations, and have a good time.
Green libations. That's my favorite thing that you say. Green libations. Like my dad's birthday, the first year I worked with him, it was like me and my dad, my mom, and we're like hanging out. And then it was like 3:00 on St. Patrick's Day. We're like, you know what? Let's go have green libations. And we celebrated your birthday, and I still have pictures of that day. And things are a little bit more serious now. You know, we got like lots of stuff that we have to work on, but the green libations are my favorite part of St. Patrick's Day with you, Dad. I wish I was there in Florida with you.
There you go. I wish you were too.
I know. Maybe screw it. Maybe I'll just catch a flight.
Come on down.
There.
Come on down.
I'm sure my daughter would love that with her soccer tournament to not be able to get there and all the things. But
she can ride with somebody else.
Let's send her with a friend.
There you go.
Somebody asked if you ever been to Chicago and seen the river dyed green.
Yes, I've been there.
I've never been to Chicago. I don't know. Never seen it. Maybe
been there.
Okay, we're going to wait. Somebody is going to send me the winners. 17. Bree, will you see if they saw that? Poor Bree.
So I'll just, while that's going on, when Lane was in London last week, I was at the Gynecological Plastic Surgery Body Contouring Conference in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's a mouthful. If you think through that, it's interesting. But basically, they use the PEMF for inflammation reduction, improved healing, and those types of situations. They use it for incontinence. They do a lot of things with the PEMF devices that are very beneficial to that industry.
Awesome. Yes, that was a great show, and everybody had such a good time. And we had 2 shows at this, one in Florida and one in London. It was a busy last week for us. Okay, so we have our winners, and they are long names. So we're going to give away. Well, I have straps, but I don't know if these people have semi-tins. So we'll give you stickers and a grab bag of some sort, like a goodie bag, if you don't want the strap. Or if you want the strap, we'll send you a sticker and the strap. And by the strap, I mean this. So if you have a semi-tin or something that you could, or sole, and you want this, I'll send you this with some stickers. If you don't have a machine that has this strap, then I will send you some stickers and a grab bag. Okay, so the winners are Teresa Templin Wage, W-A-A-G-E, Teresa Templin Wage. Congratulations, you're the winner of the MagnaWave strap and stickers. And Margie Harrington Hornback. So congratulations, Marjorie. Thank you guys for participating today, Teresa and Marjorie. We'll be reaching out to get your shipping addresses, make sure that we have all of that information correct, and see if you want the strap, or I'm writing it down so I don't forget, the strap or the grab bag. You know, last time we did this, Dad, I forgot to send the people the prizes. And that's the first time in the whole time that we've ever done office hours that I forgot. And it was like a week later, and I was like, oh my gosh. So now I'm never going to forget again. I felt horrible. So congratulations, Teresa and Marjorie, and happy birthday, Dad. Just so anybody who came late, here's the shirt I'm going to be wearing on Friday. Isn't it great? Thank you, Briley, for getting this for me. And several other people in the building will have these on. I'm sure we'll take pictures. I don't know. Maybe this was supposed to be a surprise, but I surprised you and showed it to you today because I think it's great. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. We'll see you all later. Wave on to better health, and have a great day.